So I'm Amanda, I'm an alcoholic, but more important than that, I'm a Christian now. So yeah, my life before was, there has been a lot of trauma in my life throughout childhood and right throughout my life. And I thought that's why I always drank, but you know, I've learned through the 12-step program that's not necessarily the case. You know, so my life was there was a lot of good times, there was a lot of, you know, but there was also a lot of bad times. There was a lot of drinking, drugs. You know, I took speed so I could work and party, and I took that for many years. And then in more recent years, there'd been a lot of loss, family deaths, 2 murders in my family actually. Death of my partner 5 years ago, and I just found myself in a real place of pity 2.5 years ago, and I was trying to kill myself. I just wanted to, and I was sat there drinking myself to death. I lived in a big flat twice the size of the one I'm in now on the Hoe, 30 seconds walk away from the seafront, and the curtains would be drawn. I'd be drinking and smoking weed, taking tablets, and just wanting to die, and actively, you know, attempting overdose. Thought my life was over, actually. Came into 12-step recovery, and a lady prayed for me there, and I felt the Holy Spirit surge through me. And my mum, who's also a Christian, she's Christian 10 years now, and sober 9. I was holding her hand and helping her down, and she felt the Holy Spirit from me surge. She said, "Oh, it's like electric," you know. And so from then I started actively, diligently seeking God, and I had to actually move from where I was living. And I don't know, I ended up living right behind my church, you know, a hop, skip and a jump away. How amazing is that? I was praying, oh, you know, I've got nowhere to live, and I ended up I put the effort into, but you know, I found somewhere here. And yeah, my life's changed. You know, I've not been sober completely for 2.5 years. I slipped up a few times. But it's important to say that when I slipped up, because I had God, I'd actually be sat there watching the God channel, drinking and crying into my beer. And even when I slipped up, it was like the Holy Spirit was rejecting the alcohol. I was struggling to get it down. I got it down eventually, but at first I couldn't. Yeah, it's just no good for me, no more drinking. That life, you know, I was so unhappy. I was of no use to myself, no use to anyone. A waste of space, I suppose you could call it. And now, you know, what a different life. Been sober just over a year. I go throughout my day, walk my little dog. I come home, I do my readings. I have to read a lot of AA literature, and I read the Bible. You know, I trust God in everything I do. I don't really pick up the phone without praying first, or, you know, look, how can I be of use? How can I be patient and kind to this person? And so grateful that God has lifted me out of the quagmire, the pit of despair. I can see a future now. I don't know what the future holds. You know, hopefully I'd like to be working in the next year or so. But for the moment, I'm just trying to repair. You know, I'm grateful to be that God's working in my life, in and through me, and repairing me from the inside out. The 12 steps have treated my mind, but God's treated my spirit. And yeah, I'm just so grateful for Jesus and this church and this new life, this new second chance at life. Yeah.